Welcome to Game Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia, and with me today I have Nick.
Hello.
And Brandon is out today. So we'll see him next week. I'm sure he's probably enjoying his Steam Deck wherever he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we have things to talk about, probably.
Yeah.
Games.
I got non-game related things, but I got things.
I got
I have strange things.
strange thing. I like that. It's good.
Mm.
I have some game things to talk about. So we're gonna hobble together a show for you. There you go.
There you go.
We got.
Love it.
Don't realize how many games Brandon talks about until he's not here. All right. You ready to get started?
Yeah, why not?
All right. What have I been playing?
What have you been playing?
I bought some stuff on the 3DS. I think I told you. I bought the Box Boy games.
Yeah.
Which I talked about before. And I also bought the last game in the Dillon series.
What
was it? So remember there was like Dillon's Rolling Western.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. I was like,
There's
Dillon.
3 of them. Yeah, the last one's Dillon's Dead Heat Breakers. So Dillon's Rolling Western was a game that it was like, how do I put this? It was super misleading when they showed it off. Because they were like, oh, look at this action adventure game starring a armadillo in the Wild West. Looks pretty wild. And you're like, yes, it does look pretty wild. No pun intended.
Yeah.
But then you realize that it's actually like a tower defense game. And you're like, oh, that's not exactly what I wanted. It's not a bad game.
Okay.
But it's not exactly what I wanted. I would say it's like, it definitely falls in like the, I'm good. Like, good rage. So, I did that. It was good. It was like a very personable game, though. Like, the game had a lot of character. Like, and Dillon's a really cool character. I think he should have been in Smash. So I think he would have been fun.
Assist trophy?
He was an assist trophy, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I think he would have made a cool, like, character. A lot of the assist trophies, honestly, I think could have been characters. There's a bunch of snubs there. Crystal from Star Fox totally should have been.
Oh, yeah. That kind of struck me as odd that she never made it, but
like, hey, let's have 3 Fox clones, and then we'll take this one kind of cool looking one and turn it into a assist trophy.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Yeah, no, Dillon's great. But anyway, so Dillon's Dead Heat Breakers is the last one in the series. And as opposed to the other ones, this was actually a full-priced game. It was never released retail here, but it was retail in the like EU and Japan, I believe. The last 2 games were eShop only, like I think $20 games. This is a big difference for this one. So, but there is a bunch of different things that they did in this game. I don't know how far I am into it. I haven't looked at a walkthrough, so I don't have like I'm X far of the way through the game. But I put a couple hours into it. So the way that it works is, well, it starts out, you pick a Mii, and then your Mii character's immediately turned into an animal. And mine was turned into a tiger. And they call them like, what are they called? Amiimals?
Amiimals.
Something like that. Yeah, like a merge between like me and animals.
Okay.
Amenimals. Yeah, something. And then so then you're like a character in the game, and then they give you like these like weapons, and then you go around and you shoot things, basically. So it still kind of has like a tower defense element to it. Like there's these bases, and you can put these Amiimals in there that are like your friends, like your friend Mii's that you have on your system, and they'll show up as animals too. And then you can recruit them and put them in these bases to help defend them against the Groks. The Groks are the bad guys, and they are living rocks. It's the dumbest thing. But that's what they are. They're just rocks with faces on them that are angry. And they want to destroy your bases because they want to eat. I don't remember what the animals are called. They're like these little pig-looking things.
Okay.
It's like if a pig and a mushroom had a baby, that's what it would be, basically.
A pig room.
Yeah. I think they're called like smogs. Or something.
Okay.
Slogs. Something like that. Yeah. And they live in these bases. And if the Groks get them, then you lose. So you gotta defend the base as well. And then meanwhile, you control Dillon on the screen. And you just armadillo your ass around and tear things up as an armadillo. Which is kind of fun. And he's a very like fun character to play as. He can do dash attacks, he can do slash attacks, he can do jump attacks. He's fun. Honestly, you could probably pass him off as like a Gecko fighter. Really. So that's what you do in the game. And then it has like in between, it has like these little mini games you can play to like raise money, so you can recruit better characters. Like one was like this. They say it's a VR game, but it wasn't. It was just kind of like a shooter, kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, Space Invaders, almost kind of clone, kind of game, kind of thing. There's another one. It's like a race track. You race, and if you beat the high scores, then you get money. There's one where it's like a recycling game, kind of where there's these conveyor belts, and you got to push the right things into the dump thing to stop them from getting recycled. And then the last one's like a cash register game where you run a store, and then you're trying to sell these items, and you like touch the buttons to like cash people out. It's pretty fun. It's got a nice mix of things. I mean, I'm not really quite sure where the story's going yet because there isn't a terrible amount of story right now, except the Groks are bad guys and they're taking over these villages, and you gotta help them.
Okay.
So that's where that is. But I would say comparatively to the last couple Dillon games, like I do think this one's a bit more enjoyable. Like I'm having a lot more fun
The
with it than I
Dillon
did with
verse.
yeah the Dillon verse. I did with the last couple ones because they have a lot of interesting things going on. Just to kind of break up the gameplay a bit better, and the way that the tower defense stuff is set up in this one's a little bit more user friendly. Like the other ones were a lot of like upgrades and things like that. This one's more about the gunners and they level up, and then you can put them in like the different towers as like you go. So overall, it works nicer. So I like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's that. It's a fun game. Obviously, these shops less easy to buy things on, but they do have a demo for it. So if you want to try it, and then maybe be like, oh, I feel like jumping through the hurdles to buy this game, try out the demo. That's the way to do it.
Give
So
that a
there's
try.
that. What? Yeah. What else did I play? I booted up. Uh, oh shit! What's that game? It's on the Switch. It is the game that has Star Fox in it that Ubisoft made.
Oh, Star. No.
It's no, it is Star something. I'm trying to. It's not Starlight. Oh, it's in my phone. I look at my list of games that I played. Uh,
Hold on.
Star Link. There you go.
Starlink. Yes.
So I bought the Star Fox DLC for that one because
Okay.
they had Fox in the original, but then there was that DLC. They had the extra Star Fox missions, and then you could play as the other members of the Star Fox team.
Mm-hmm.
So I booted that up and I was fucking around with that for a little bit, and I forgot how monotonous that game is. It did not seem so monotonous last time I played it.
I bought that game. I think at Five Below
Mhm.
just to get the little Star Fox figurine, and like I never even actually played the game. I think I traded the game in the GameStop just to get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean it's not a horrible idea. Like I like the concept of what they did with it, and if someone wanted to take that base and build an actual Star Fox game off of that, you could. Like it's a neat idea. Like it's an open world space exploration game. And I mean if you
Yeah,
were going to build it into more of a Star Fox game, you could add some on rails missions, you could add some more like um obviously Star Fox familiar planets, kind of ditch some of the monotony with because they have that stupid kind of like radio tower thing. Be like, oh, you say the radio tower. Now I can uncover part of the map for you. But when you're doing it on 10 different planets, it gets old. Um, and some of the boss battles just don't go fast enough. They're just way too long. Um, it does have an RPG element, so maybe it's just a matter of I did not level up enough. That's what it is.
huh.
More time there would work, but yeah, it just a little bit monotonous, at least in the parts where I am right now. It is kind of cool though, the Star Fox stuff they have in there. Like, there's lots of they got full voice acting for all the characters. Um,
That's actually pretty impressive. I like. Why would they? It's weird to me that they'd go like that crazy on that.
for the whole script too. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
like if you were playing, it treats them like they were any other character in the game, and they have full script dialogue from like beginning to end, like not just like little bits or
And
like
is it good?
yeah, no, it's good.
Hmm.
I would say so. Yeah, it's just it seems like it's well written. It's just the right level of snark that you would expect from Star Fox stuff, and yeah, I think it's pretty good. Like the voice acting's good. They definitely know some of the right like beats to hit for Star Fox nostalgia too. Like they pull up some of the classic Star Fox music in there. Um, yeah, and just kind of just sense of humor, just kind of it's right where it should be. So I mean, I think it's good. I mean, the game plays well. and I think if someone's going to take that as a foundation for a real Star Fox game, like I think that there's something that's doable because it is neat because you could be on like a planet and you'd be like, oh, I want to go to this other planet, and then you just like get your boosters, you fly up into space, and you can fly over to the other planet in real time. So it's kind of nice. It'd be like, oh, I don't want to do this mission anymore. I want to go do something else. So there's that. It would be nice to see some more variety in the mission type stuff that they had.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it. I like the amount of stuff that they put in there. And I think the DLC pack was like $10, so it's nothing like crazy for the amount of extra stuff that they have in there. Like I said, there's like extra missions, and added all the rest of the Star Wolf team too. In the original game, it was just Fox was there and Wolf was there as like an antagonist as his reason to go into the system. But with the DLC added the rest of the Star Wolf team as well. So I don't know. It's pretty neat from what I've played so far. I haven't had too much since that first couple hours. So I will get back to it again eventually.
Okay.
And I think those are all the games I've played since the last time. Yes?
Maybe.
Yeah, at least anything serious. Like I was bored the other day and picked up like Mario Maker 2. I don't really have too much to say about it. I was just like, I just really want to mindlessly play like a Mario Brothers level, but I didn't want to play anything like I didn't want to commit to anything. So I'm just like, here, just give me a random fucking level.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And some of the stuff they have on there, like people did some neat stuff. Like there's some cool puzzle stuff. People like those music ones where it's like you just.
Oh yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah, and just you plays the music as you run through the level. It's neat. And then I've seen some ones where they're like quizzes. I saw like a music quiz where like it's kind of like a little bit of both. They will play a little bit of a song, and then it will show up like with some images of like different Nintendo franchises at the end, and be like, which franchise is this from? Mario, Zelda, or Kirby? And you're like, oh, this obviously was Mario. You know, so yeah, no, I liked it. I mean, like I said, it's just kind of fun to see what people have been doing. So I never played too much of that game when it came out originally. So I don't know. It's just kind of neat to see what's there. It seems like there's still like a bunch of people playing it, and randomly my YouTube feed's been showing a lot of people playing it all of a sudden. Anyways, I don't know why. I'm guessing that's just the thing that YouTubers do. Yeah, no, it's fun. I really don't think I have anything else now. Nothing else. So what have you been watching?
So I started watching the new season of Stranger Things.
So just to make sure I'm on the right thing. So last season was the one where, because the most, how do I put this? The thing that I remember most from last season was like Steve working in the mall. Like last season was the mall season.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So last season was like the summertime. It was based in the summertime, and like it was very like super mall centric. Like how like when malls were kind of first coming around, and how like they're the glitz and glamour of the American mall. This one I've yet to kind of hammer down what their like thing is, because I feel like each season there's been like a central like what's the word I want to look like nostalgic
Like
kind of theme. Yeah, so like I feel like season one is like the Duffer Brothers kind of being like, hey, remember when like you were a kid and there was Halloween and like it was cool?
Oh yeah,
Like a lot of that was like Halloween, and then I forget season two. Actually,
I don't remember a single thing about season 2.
Yeah,
I don't remember it at all. Completely.
Hold on.
I remember season 1.
I remember season 3.
I do not remember season 2. Not a
single thing. Hold on. Let me see if I can remember anything from it. So even that one had some I don't feel like that one maybe actually had like the same kind of a thing. I remember season 2. Now that I'm like looking it up, I remember like a lot of it I guess kind of bleeds in for me just because of how quickly I like watch everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, season 2 I think had the arcade was like the big thing. Yeah, that's what I remember now. And then season 3 was the mall, and now season 4 kind of centers around them being on spring break.
Okay.
And they're all in high school, and it's kind of like they're starting to kind of go their separate ways as like a friend group. How like kind of like when you and your friends went to high school, and maybe some of them went to like try out for like a sport or something, and now they're not kind of hanging with you as much, and you kind of try to replace them in the friend group or try to find your own new friend group, and it's like kind of like a weird mishmash of like your new friends and still trying to be there with like your old friends. And I I find it oddly relatable in certain ways, even though like obviously what's happening in the show didn't happen to me. but like it's like the kind of situational thing that I can relate to. So I like it a lot. But so far the first three episodes have been great. They are quite lengthy. I think they've all been well, they've all been at least over an hour. I think the second episode was like an hour 17 minutes, and I think as like they go on, they're gonna get longer and longer.
I feel like I
Um,
heard somewhere the last episode's supposed to be like really long.
so let me see, Stranger Things season 4 episode length. There we go. Um, oh, come on, don't do this to me, website. So the first part of season 4, which came out already, every episode is over an hour, with episode 7 being an hour and 38 minutes. And then part 2 is 2 episodes. Episode 8 is an hour and a half. Episode 9, 2.5 hours, which is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous amount of time.
That's
Uh,
disgustingly long.
I will say though, I mean, so like the first episode is an hour 16, hour 15, and an hour 3. um I will like it never like loses my interest. And like we start getting close to what I perceive to be the end of the episode. I'm like, no, don't fucking do this. Um but I'm like really enjoying it so far. I think the writing is very much still on point. I feel like season like to me when shows get to like season 3 and 4 is kind of where like they try to reinvent themselves or try to like not jump the shark, so to speak. And this
Yeah.
show is still keeping it quite fresh. The writing, like I said, is still very good. I like the new characters that they're putting into the show. Like they're not terrible. Not I haven't been with them long enough to be like, hey, these characters are great. Some of them are pretty decent so far, but like none of them were like annoying. And the one that I thought was slightly annoying, um, will not be much of an issue for me now. In so many words. Um, so
I did
like,
just see someone on not YouTube, on Twitter, I think, commented like they need to start killing off people in Stranger Things. It's like there's just too many characters that need screen time, and these episodes are getting too long.
um, I I don't know. I mean, they definitely do have a character problem in some sort of a way, but like there, I feel like everybody kind of gets their appropriate time on screen for what they're doing, but we're definitely on like the verge of having too many. So like,
Mhm.
yeah, maybe start killing off like some more major characters, but I don't know if they'll hard commit to that. They might not, but who knows? I've heard very good things about like I have a friend who's like watched all 7 episodes already, and he's like it's
Mhm.
gonna blow your fucking mind. So I can't wait to get back into it tonight. But like it's just been a very good watch so far. So very
That's
happy
good.
for that. I did want to watch Rescue Rangers this weekend, but
Mhm.
like my full weekend like these long holiday weekends always like in somewhat of a way kind of suck for me because it's always just nonstop doing things like going like I know it's gonna sound like pissing and moaning, but like a lot of my time was taken up by like going to parties. And like yeah, I get it. It's like, oh, you gotta go to a party, boo fucking who, but it's like by the time like Monday came, you're like, damn, I did fucking nothing of like importance and I'm tired of shit and I just want another day off.
Yeah, that was basically my weekend too.
Yeah. Like I had a small get together on Sunday, and like most of Saturday I spent rebuilding my deck because the wood was so old on it that my foot went through it
Oh,
this past weekend, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta fix this before I have people over that can sue me. So I did that. So I'm actually still in
we
pain from that.
from stepping through your deck.
No, from like just doing it because like
Oh
I
yeah,
was like bending over for like 4 or 5 hours and
yeah,
just
it's a
like
lot of
getting up,
work.
bending back over. Yeah, just my legs are just fucking spent. So.
My deck needs could probably use that too. So if you wanted to,
Yeah. Oh
go
yeah.
round two, just
I'll
head on
head
up.
right up. Yeah.
We I did end up watching Rescue Rangers a second time, because there was a friend that really wanted to watch it. So I did that. And actually, at our party this weekend, I snuck the Rescue Rangers theme into the playlist.
Oh,
So I
okay.
just used one of those like Apple like pre-built playlists, and I just was like, I'm just gonna slip this Post Malone
Oh yeah.
version of the Rescue Rangers theme in here.
Why not?
It's a very mellow like song. It just kind of it did like slip in there really well. And like at one point, someone's like, "Wait, is this the Rescue Rangers song?" I was like, "Yeah."
That's
And it was a
hilarious.
nice segue to talk about how great the new the new movie is. I was like, it's like Who Framed Roger Rabbit 2, except funnier. Yeah, it's good. It still holds up on my second watch. I'd
Good.
watch it again. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
There's not a
I
lot of
might watch
movies
it
that
this
I would
weekend.
watch again. Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
That's it.
I'm gonna try because I do want to talk about it. But
You would have plenty to talk about with it,
oh yeah.
for sure.
Um, yeah, but other than watching the little bit of Stranger Things that I watched, I didn't really do much of anything else. I did want to download. I completely forgot about it. The live demo for the new Mario Strikers game.
Oh, I did play a little bit of that. I forgot.
Yeah, I wanted to play that
Yeah,
so bad.
the demo pissed me
Did
off. And
it did really?
yeah, well, it's because all that's there right now is like a tutorial.
Okay.
And then you can actually play it. I think it's like what, the second, third, fourth, or something like that. So they have the actual like play times. So right now it's just kind of like, hey, here's tutorials you can practice play. But the tutorial is very picky. It really wanted you to do exactly what it wanted you to do and exactly the way it wanted you to do it.
Okay.
And it didn't leave a lot of room for um, fucking around. So it would just make you do it. Like it would just be like press A to shoot the ball in the hole. So I'd like
I'm gonna shoot the ball in the
hold
hole.
A and then charge a shot and like hit it in and be like, nope, that's not what we want. I want you to just hit it. Don't hold it. Just do it exactly like this. Like, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it plays fine. Like, I don't have any complaints in that way. It was just kind of more. I was just annoyed how naggy it was as a tutorial. But you can. I'm under the assumption that when it comes out, or when the play weekend opens up this weekend, then you can just play that and not have to go through the tutorial. So I'll probably do that. I'll have to double check the times. So I'm pretty sure it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like they usually do.
Yeah.
Let's see, Mario Strikers demo. It is. Yeah, June 3rd, 4th, 5th. So there you go.
Okay.
Oh, it's got shitty East Coast times though.
Oh well.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that? It's 11. No, not 11. Oh no, it is 11. 11 to 2 in the morning on 3rd. Oh, that'd be 4. Then the next one is, it goes from 7 to 8 a.m. on the 4th. And then after that, it's 3 to 4 on the 4th.
Mhm.
And then it's the same times the next day. So there's no, like, I mean, I guess the 4th is probably a Saturday. So it's not horrible, but it's right fucking in the middle of the day, which is just kind of like not a great time. I'd much rather have that 8 to 9 slot. But we don't have such a thing. And I'm definitely not getting up at 7 in the morning to play the fucking
No, not to participate more. No. But it's gonna be like a free to play game anyway, so like, do I even have to play the demo? Isn't it gonna be like a free to play game?
Mario Strikers?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know where I heard it was supposed to be, but I heard it was supposed to be.
Oh no, I haven't heard that yet.
Okay.
I mean, maybe. I mean, the demo's free to play for those 8 time slots or whatever.
Yeah, for this very specific time slot.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I'm sure they'll do the thing they usually do where they'll like, hey, play Mario Strikers for this week if you're a Nintendo Online subscriber, but at least at the moment, nothing else. It's a game, like, I like Mario Strikers, but it's a game that's like, I will buy it on sale. I'm not out here to pay $60 for it.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that for any of the Mario sports games. Mario Kart, like, you'll get enough out of, I feel like, but the other ones, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I gotta say. It looks nice.
All right.
Yeah. I totally forgot that even was a thing.
Yeah. No,
anything else?
No, particularly.
No. All right. Well, we can talk about news. It's not really news because we're in that weird like time where everything's about to get announced, so nothing is announced. So, and lucky for you, podcast listeners, this week's episode is recording before 2 presentations this week.
Yes.
So you can speculate on 2 presentations, and by the time you hear this, you will already know what has happened. But the first one is Pokemon. There's like a Pokemon trailer coming out tomorrow. Speculation on the internet from quote-unquote insiders says it's supposed to be a lengthy trailer. Like, they're saying like a 15-minute video.
Oh, wow.
So it's probably not all 15 minutes of like gameplay, but I'm guessing it's probably like, here's 2 minutes of gameplay and then 10 minutes of us talking about it kind of deal.
Yes.
But and they're saying it's going to unveil things like the legendaries, the region, and maybe like a couple exclusive Pokemon, or maybe like the gimmick too. I think they said like the gimmick will be unveiled. So, I mean, that would be nice. I'm excited to see. I really want to see what this game is at this point. Someone said it the other day. And I wish I remembered exactly how they said it because it summed it up really well. And when I re-say it, just in a couple seconds, it's not going to come out so like poignant. But basically, I wish I knew what Scarlet and Violet is going to be and how
Mhm.
close it's going to be to Pokemon Arceus, so I know how excited I can be for it when it comes out in the fall. Because I really hope it's closer to Arceus. I love
Yeah.
a lot of stuff in that game, and if it's just back to some of the just very like, here's Pokemon hiding in the grass. Oh, it is a Rattata. Surprise! Now you can fight it, and then you can not. Now you can throw a Pokeball while
Or
you're on it.
at the very least, maybe take a lot of the good mechanics of Arceus and apply it to a more traditional Pokemon
Honestly, I would be
game.
happy if they just put the catching mechanic.
Yes.
Arceus. I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck about anything else. Keep the gyms the way they were. Keep the random trainer battles the way they were. Don't give a fuck. Just
Yep.
let me throw Pokeballs as I run around the overworld, and you do whatever else.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, no, that is what I'm hoping to see tomorrow. We will see. The original trailer showed Pokemon hiding up on like electric wires, so it's not like your character's gonna crawl up a fucking telephone pole and like start a Pokemon battle on the wires. They could.
Yeah.
It's possible, but I'm really just hoping I just throw a Pokeball up there and just fucking get it done with.
Yeah.
Let's not fuck around. Just let me do it. Times are changing, and actually
But
too, even Pokemon Sword and Shield still had some random battles too, like in the grass. Like some of the Pokemon were hidden. It was nice to be able to see all the Pokemon around you at any time.
exactly. Yep.
So just keep it that way. No more surprises. No more bullshit. Just do that, and we'll consider that a mild win in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it definitely needs to change. I think everybody's kind of in agreement for that.
Yeah. And I know some people want like the gym stuff to say the gym stuff like Elite Four stuff to say more or less the way it has been. That's fine. I'm totally okay with that. If there's anything that Arceus was lacking, it was like just like battles. Really. Like there's no like system to kind of like level up your teams that, no greater goal in that regard.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep that stuff the way it was. Or if you want to build upon it into something even better, feel free. Fine with that too.
Yeah. That works for
Um,
me.
but just let me catch my Pokemon wherever the fuck. Do you have any do you have any high hopes for Pokemon? Anything you want to see?
I
Anything
just
you're
want to
hoping to see?
see, honestly, because like obviously I play the TCG, so a lot of what comes out in this next video game will bleed into that.
Hmm.
Um, and I just want to see just better Pokemon designs. I think we've just got so many lazy Pokemon designs in the last couple of generations. Like it's been a while since I've seen a Pokemon. I'm like, oh, I really like how that looks, or like that's really interesting. So definitely some better Pokemon designs, and I'd like to get a new typing that actually sticks and makes sense.
Yeah. Or I
Or
mean, one of the things I've seen theorized. I guess maybe
theorize.
that's the right word. Yeah, I guess that
Yeah.
works. Is that that the other thing they could do is they could fix one of the really broken, like just dumb types like bug to
Yeah,
actually
fix
like
bug.
balance it out better. Bugger, I think. What was another one that was like horrific, like ice? Like just kind of like
Yeah.
rebalance them to actually like be something that's just not like a complete waste of
Yeah, like
space.
make it at least like enjoyable to use because like I feel like Fairy just came and went and nobody like gave a fuck about it because it was just meh. And it didn't really feel like it had its own kind of footing.
So
It just kind of existed.
interestingly, at least from what I've seen, like from the competitive Pokemon side of things, like for the normal games, Fairy's actually it's the most broken type right
Yeah.
now, competitively.
Yeah.
It chooses just it's like because Dragon moves don't affect it, and it doesn't have a lot of weaknesses, so it just goes around and wrecks everything. It
Hmm.
just kind of like it was just like Pokemon's like, ooh, Dragon Pokemon are just weirdly balanced. We need to offset this with a new type. And then they put in another broken type.
Yeah.
It's like, oops.
Oopsie poopsie. We broke it again.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, I think a new type would be interesting. So the big theory about the gimmick for this game is that like this mega evolution, like it's not mega evolution, like you know what I mean, like the gimmick
Yeah.
is gonna be like some sort of typing thing, either like a change of typing, or like some sort of balanced typing, or a third typing, something with that, because
I wonder
that
if we could
whole
get
like
like
color wheel kind of deal.
I wonder if we could get like a cross typing.
What
You
do you
know
mean?
what I mean? So like I don't know, like a combination of say like two typings together like mixed up. So like how could I word this?
Because you
Shit.
know most Pokemon have two types, right?
No, but what I'm saying is like yes, I understand that. But what I'm
Okay.
saying is more so like maybe like a combination in like their move set of typings. So like I'm trying to think of how I can like word this to make it make sense.
Yeah, because I'm totally
Um
lost.
yeah. Uh I guess kind of develop further how like so you know how like Greninja has Scald where it's like a water type move but it can burn somebody.
Yeah.
Like kind of more shit like that, I guess. Or
Or are you saying like the moves have like two typings to them? Because
yeah.
like Scald's a water type move, and it's it's only super. But what if it was a water and fire type move kind of deal?
Yeah, something like that. Or like I feel like there was like a lot of wasted potential with like when they made like Rotom because I feel like you could have had like Ghost Electric and it would have been like more in line of like haunted electronics. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's either gonna be this is it could probably be like this the stupidest way of phrasing this, but it's either gonna be something that's gonna be like really cool and game changing in terms of Pokemon, or it's gonna be boring and stupid.
Yep. Yes, it is. Like
Like I
Gigantamax, not super
yeah.
exciting. It's
No,
like your
Gigantamax
Pokemon.
is just kind of like whatever.
Yeah, and I feel like they had an opportunity. Well, because there was like, what was it? There was the, because you could just there was the Dynamax, right? Is that what it is? Yeah,
There's
that's where you
Dynamax,
just make the mix,
Gigantamax.
and then it was Gigantamax where they had the special forms. Like they
Yeah.
really should have been like the special form should have been like their mega evolution, like
Yeah.
tie those in together. But they squandered that, and I don't understand
Yeah.
what they were thinking with that. Um, and interesting, instead of Moon, if you go far enough, you can get the mega evolutions and you can have those like G moves or whatever the fuck they were called.
Yeah.
So at least at one point they did entertain the idea of like keeping these gimmicks going through generations. The one thing I think Sword and Shield, like while I think Dynamax is like incredibly boring, like competitively, the one thing I did like with it was I like the idea of like the raid battles. Like I think that was
Yes.
kind of like a fun thing. And if they decide to bring like continue that forward, like I would be for that. I think as a concept for like competitive play, Dynamax just kind of meh. Just I
Yeah, it
just
was a
didn't
little
really buy
boring.
anything. Like, oh, my Pikachu's huge. Wow.
Yeah, it's big Pikachu. All right, sweet.
Yeah,
Very cool.
so cool.
Yeah.
um so hopefully whatever it is, this new like gimmick is cool. And the signs in the trailer, everyone seems to be thinking it has to do with typing. Something about changing typing
Okay.
or something like that. Because that whole like that color wheel of the
That would
moves
be
in that one
weird.
thing.
That would be kind of weird too if like if there's like just a random like just roulette wheel of like, hey, this is like now you're this typing, and it's like a fire type Squirtle. You know what I mean? Like that'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't think it would I don't think it would be like a roulette. Like my guess it would have to do something maybe with like the moves. Like maybe your Pokemon could take on a move, a typing based on like a move that they have learned,
Yeah.
which would maybe be a good way to do it. Because that way, then you won't end up with Squirtle getting fire typing, but then maybe Squirrel could get like a ground typing. I think Squirtle has
Yeah.
ground move, right? Yeah, so like something, you know what I mean? Like that makes more sense to me than just making it like a free for all. Be like, oh, I'm gonna make my Squirtle dragon type. Fuck y'all. Like, I don't know. Uh, or even if it's something to do with um, maybe like giving a Pokemon like a second or a third typing, depending on
Yeah.
what they already have. Like that could be interesting too. It would be neat to see what they thought of, whether or not it's something that's interesting in the grand scheme of things at the end of the day. Who knows? It's always so hard to guess. You really won't know until you see it played out. But I think whatever they're building probably will be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how they handle the whole Pokedex thing and the whole competitive thing. I really think I don't remember if you were on this episode because for some reason I don't think you were, but you might have been. I don't know. Um, I really think that Pokemon's end game, at least like digitally, is probably to like spin off like a platform where they can handle like the competitive battles just on its own, like a
Yeah,
Pokemon like Battle Coliseum, that's tied to home, and you can just like pull up your Pokemon from there, and it will have ability to have all the Pokemon available. Because where it is right now, it's just weird because it's like, hey, you got all these Pokemon, but you can only use a fraction of them for this competitive one, and who knows if you'll be able
yeah,
to use them again. So I don't know. Who knows? It's just we really don't we really don't know anything about Scarlet and Violet right now, like nothing, except it's an open world Pokemon game, and it
yeah.
looks not horrible.
But I do think you're right. Whereas like tomorrow's probably like it's gonna be like a 15-minute presentation, 5 of which is probably Pokemon, 10 of which is them just talking about what we just watched.
Yeah, be like, wasn't that great what you saw? I am the Pokemon president,
You guys
and
remember Pokemon Sleep? Like, oh my
well,
god,
I was sleeping last night and I had a dream about Pokemon. So,
incredible.
yeah. So yeah, I mean that's all for Pokemon that I have. I don't know if you have any other thoughts at all at the moment.
No, not particularly.
All right. Well, then the other thing is the PlayStation. What do they call those things? PlayStation.
State of play.
Okay. Yeah. State of Play.
Yeah,
So they have one of those coming up as well. So we'll get to think
yeah,
about
that'll be
that.
on
I think
Thursday.
it, and they said VR is definitely coming for sure.
So we're gonna probably see because I don't think we've seen the headset. I think we've seen. Oh no, let me see here. It's kind of
Didn't we
hard
see
to
the
decipher.
headset? They showed off
I
the controllers, right?
They did
But
show
those
off the
things are
controllers.
wild.
I guess I keep seeing this picture of the PSVR headset. I guess that's it. Let me see here. Yep, that's it. That's from Engadget. So that's probably it. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess I wonder if that's going to be like what they're shipping this holiday season.
Just the headset.
Well, the headset, and they're going to be showing off like the games.
Yes, I mean I imagine that's probably going to be their big focus this year, since they
Yeah, because
still
they're
can't get
saying,
systems out.
uh, let's see here. PlayStation State of Play will be a 30-minute showcase of upcoming third-party titles to PS5 as well as a number of premieres for PSVR 2 games. I don't think this is their. Oddly enough, this might be a hot take. I don't think this is like their summer E3 quote unquote thing. I think this is like the precursor to because when did they do their thing last year? Was it like July or August? I think they did it in. It wasn't in June. I know it wasn't in June.
Yeah, because last year they skipped E3, right?
Yeah, but they still did like a slate of a state of play where they announce things.
No, they
Let me
did. I'm just
see.
saying they didn't do it with the rest of them. Like they deliberately
Correct.
skipped.
Yeah, like it was let's see, July 8th was the state of play that I believe was their big like there was a big one. Cuz let me see what that one was. That was 31 minutes and that showed off actually that one's not that big either cuz that wasn't anything to really write home about. That was
Nope.
Deathloop,
It
Death
was.
Stranding, Sifu. Let me see what there
Sony
was an
has not had
October
a
one.
state of play worth watching in so long.
Yeah. So I guess like that was their thing last year. I don't know. Maybe they'll
Remember,
do one
Sony
in
had
the
nothing.
yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Now you're kind of bringing me back. I guess I thought a little too out there. Um yeah, I don't know. I wonder if they're showing off PSVR 2 because they have nothing.
Probably. I mean, there's a rumor
Yeah.
that what is it, Sly, I believe, is supposed to be unveiled
That's
this year.
always like I don't know. I know there was like supposedly
Or
a
was it?
fucking
Yeah, I
like
think it's Sly.
what's it? A supposed leak of like a registration for like the domain. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
but I don't know, I'll believe it when I see it because I've been hearing stuff about Sly for a while, and I don't want my heart broken again. I
I'm
do
sure
love
it will
Sly
come.
Cooper.
It seems like an easy one. I mean, obviously they did Ratchet last year, so
Yeah,
I mean it's on their minds. I just it's just it's Sony. Just I don't know. They just for as many studios as they have under their belt, it feels like they just cannot get them under control. I
yeah,
I
yeah,
they're just their releases are so sporadic, and it's very unpredictable. I feel because they only seem to be putting out like what, maybe like two, three major releases a year.
At this point, yeah, because they've put out Horizon so far this year, which I've like. It's funny how the sequel did basically the same thing as the first game, where it came out, people talked about it for about a week, and then it died.
Yeah, I
Like the
honestly,
same thing
aside
happened
from
with
like
Forbidden West.
the 10 minutes that Brandon talked about it, I think I don't remember anyone else thinking
Yeah.
about it anywhere. Like it just was just crashed and bombed right away.
Yep.
Not
Just came
bombed,
out.
like clear critical. I'm just
Which,
saying, like in terms of like
yeah.
public attention, it just looped out there. And I
Um.
heard it was a good game, but just nobody seemed to care. I don't know if it's just
I
because of like the PlayStation 5 situation where nobody owns them except for scalpers, but it just yeah, it just doesn't seem to be
mean,
there.
maybe that could be the situation with that. Um. I don't know because it's weird because yeah, no, I don't know. I can't really definitively say yes or no about anything with that. But I just feel
Yeah.
like maybe it's more so just the game in of itself because like I know I didn't buy it. I honestly like I can't say anything bad about Horizon as a series, but like I don't know, like the first game like I just kind of didn't get latched onto, and that might be like a me thing, but I don't know. I couldn't get into it. And there's nothing that I particularly don't like about it. Like if anything, I feel like it's kind of in my wheelhouse as far as games go. It just I don't know, didn't really grab me. So
Yeah. I don't think that's a bad take at all.
yeah,
It's just kind of there. It's just kind of how I feel about it.
yeah,
Um,
it's there. People enjoy it. I don't really care about it one way or another. So
yeah. And I mean, God of War, I'm sure will be great, but it sounds like that
oh
might not
yeah,
be coming out this year.
we probably will get that at this because for all intents and purposes, people are saying that it's coming out this year. People who are attached to the project are saying it's coming out this year. So
They better hope so. But again, it does. I don't know. It doesn't. I say they better hope so, but I don't think it really matters. Their systems will sell out regardless. It's a really weird spot that they're in. Like it just kind of
well,
it's odd.
they did say that it's going to be cross generational.
Oh
Got the
god.
new
Oh
God of
yeah,
War.
they
Yeah,
did.
the new God of War. So
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
remember
like
that. People weren't thrilled about it.
no, and I can understand why too. I mean, they could also. I think I forget what it was. There was a few games recently. And I think Batman, the new Batman game, but whatever the fuck it's called, Gotham City Imposters or wherever the fuck it was called. Like some games that were previously announced to be cross generational were now
Mhm.
like the older versions were canceled just because they can't do it. So
Um,
I don't know if God of War will be one of those games, but like I can understand the annoyance of that because now you feel like, well, is my new game getting held back because
because they're trying to
nobody
make
can
it
get?
fit
Yeah,
into this old box.
yeah,
Yeah, no, it's understandable. I mean, really, I think the decision needs to be made. It depends on when the decision's made, I guess, is probably the
yeah,
big thing. You know, if they make the decision from the beginning and they use like the older system as a base and work up from there, that's probably fine. I think what people run into problems with is where they start high and then they try to scale down. And then you're
yes.
like, well, I can't scale down any more than I already have. And it's like, well, then I guess we have to exit because there's nothing we can do. Or release something like Cyberpunk where it's just unplayable.
Well, yeah, that too, where like legit that it took over a year for a playable version of that game to come the next gen.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I don't see Sony doing anything like that,
hope not. I mean, I would be
but
surprised.
like I can see them coming damn near close. But I feel like they are definitely in the wheelhouse of we'll just make a game shittier and then the next gen version will be like a little like that's kind of how it was with Spider-Man Miles Morales. Like the game itself was fine, but I feel like if it didn't need to come out on last gen hardware, they probably could have been a little bit more ambitious with it because there comes a point where you don't want to make the two versions that succinctly different,
Yeah.
and like that's obviously the limbo that they got to play. Um, but I personally would be happy if they came out and was like, yeah, this is not coming out on previous generations, just because I would have more faith in the quality of the product. But I don't know, it might just
As I
be
said,
me.
I think it depends on the team. and what they end up doing with it. I
Yeah.
mean, Nintendo's done that with two Zeldas now, and they both have been fine. Like, I mean, Breath of the Wild, depending on who you talk to, is an
Hmm.
absolute masterpiece. Um, and so it doesn't really seem like that was held back by the generation. Um, and
Yeah.
same thing with Twilight Princess. So I mean, it is possible, but there's a big difference between what Nintendo puts in and is going to put out versus some other companies. So you can't really like hedge your bets and be like, oh yeah, they're definitely gonna do what they need to do to make this work, because it's definitely not always the case.
Yeah, that is the problem. Is like is just that. So I don't know. But I also feel like comparing Breath of the Wild to some of the things that Sony does, and like not to sound like a Sony fanboy, but I feel like Breath of the Wild was not as an ambitious game. Like there really, I feel like wasn't a lot of stuff in that to constitute like too much of a version difference. But I also don't know what was cut from the final game. So
Oh, like,
um,
well, I mean, I guess that's true. We don't really
yeah,
know. I know there was some like, we know there was some stuff with the tablet that I think did end up getting caught. But I mean, I think
yeah,
the biggest difference would be like the physics stuff, because that's usually where like the big holdup is. Usually ends up in the physics and the just the kind of like the randomness of the AI,
yeah.
and those seem to be working well. And just the scale of Breath of the Wild didn't seem to slow down, even with as big as it was. So
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
Um, so we possibly will get that at the thing, which I think they did say like I think in the post it was specifically third party stuff, but again, I feel like Sony would be the ones to be like, hey, we're gonna show off third party and PSVR 2 stuff, and oh, one more thing, God of War, because that's I feel like that's gonna be their only big game for this year. So
yeah, if it definitely makes it out this year, I'm sure that will be their only one.
yeah, that'll be the only thing.
So what does the thing say again? I was just looking at it. It says we'll have some exciting reveals from our third-party partners, plus a sneak peek at several games in development for PSVR 2.
Yep.
So does it explicitly say anything first party?
No.
Um, but it doesn't necessarily say no either. So, because for all we
Yeah.
know, everything could have some VR stuff in there, functionality wise. So they'd be like, "Oh, God of War supports VR, so we're going to talk about it in
I
this segment."
I do also feel like, again, Sony's been, for better or for worse, been pretty forthcoming with that kind of shit sometimes. Where, like, if it's not going to have something specific in it, they will say something just to kind of temper any sort of expectations.
Well, these days you have to, because people are
Well,
like
yeah.
crazy. Like, what was it?
Oh,
There
yeah.
was that Nintendo event where they're like, "We're going to be talking about a third party game," and everyone was like, "It's Metroid," and they're like, Nintendo had to
No.
come out later and be like, "This is not Metroid.
Yeah, we're not talking about Metroid.
Do not. This is a third party game. It does not involve anything Nintendo."
Yeah.
And
So,
even
like,
then, people were upset because they still expected it to be like a surprise. You're like,
which
oh,
is funny, because, like, as shitty as some of these companies can be, I feel like the people who are expecting their shit can be equally as shitty.
oh yeah, absolutely.
And it's like, come on, relax.
Yeah, you got to have realistic expectations. You know what you're dealing with,
Yes.
and they're up front here. It says third party games. If they do throw a bone in there for you for some reason, then that's a win, but not an expectation. So
Yeah,
uh,
don't go in there and be like, yeah, we're definitely gonna get
we're gonna get God of
this.
War. We're gonna get a new Killzone. We're gonna
Yeah,
get a
okay.
new PlayStation All Stars featuring all Nintendo characters. Uh, we're gonna get Kingdom Hearts 5.
Nope.
Yeah. Sony bought Square Enix, and yeah, I mean, actually, speaking of Square Enix, that's probably something we should expect here. I would think. I think we'll get an update on some of their stuff. I would
Wonder if we'll get
expect.
like a FF7 Part 2
No,
update.
no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. If we get anything, it's going to be what Final Fantasy? Is it 16? Is that the PlayStation
Oh
5
yeah, we're
one?
still waiting on the release date for 16. Yeah, we could get that. I
Yeah, we
know.
haven't seen any gameplay of that yet, have we? Has it
Yeah, we've
just been
seen
that
we.
initial trailer?
It's been that initial in-engine trailer. So,
Yeah.
I will say though, the brand manager for Final Fantasy did just retire today. So that take that for what you know, what you will.
That's gonna be
Um,
so bad. He's like, I could not.
yeah, basically. Um, so yeah, I feel like we should. It's about time we've gotten some news on FF16 because it's kind of missed a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
So, maybe get that out. Um, I did see like a fake leak where people like basically like the whole thing was just Bloodborne the whole time. It was like Bloodborne Forbidden West, Bloodborne Too Fast, Too Bloodborne. Like it was just funny as shit.
Oh, that would be great. I'm sure some people would be like absolutely thrilled with that one.
I know there's been like talks of a Bloodborne port that's like a not like an upres port, but like what's the word? Like just like a next gen port of Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, I know that's been like a rumored thing for a while. And then there were some leaks of possibly Returnal coming to PC,
Okay.
and that was in that Nvidia Now leak. So, and a lot of those things have come to be true.
I
So
mean,
it
that's
might be
not.
a good resource.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. I feel like that just saw a rumor for something. Oh, I mean, here it is. It's supposed to be like they're saying Killzone VR and Modern Warfare 2 VR are supposed to
Killzone
be
VR would be
there.
cool.
Yeah. Depending on which one it is, I guess.
I mean, Killzone 3 was like they had like that PlayStation Move stuff in it.
That's true.
I'm just gonna
Um,
port Killzone 3, I guess.
Probably. Like, here you go. This is exactly what you guys have been waiting for. Killzone 3 port. Uh, there's someone saying Rockstar has a announcement imminent, but that doesn't necessarily mean for
GTA
tomorrow.
5 too.
GTA 5 VR.
Yes.
Well, I mean, just GTA 5 still hasn't come out on PlayStation 5 yet, right? Didn't it get pushed back?
Did it? Was it supposed to have a PSVR copy?
Well, no, I'm just saying just a regular version.
Oh. No, I think it was just wasn't it just the online version that was supposed to come out? I don't know. I'm so confused of what GTA 5 is available on at this point.
Yeah, no, I don't
I don't even
remember.
know.
I don't remember what it is. I don't remember when it was supposed to come out. Oh, it did just come out 2 weeks ago. So it just
Yeah.
came out. So, yeah, I mean, I guess we can't. But you know what? They could do a VR version. Why not? And you
Go
know what
for it.
else will probably get? Skyrim VR.
Oh my god.
That one seems like a shoe in. But I don't know. I don't really know what else to expect, really.
Yeah, no, neither do I, truthfully. Besides like those kind of things. And too, like, I don't know how big of a thing it's gonna be because I don't know if they're gonna do another event or if they don't have anything to really show. Who knows? God of War might not even show up. Which I know
I
if
mean,
that
they're
was the
saying third
case.
party games, so it may not.
Yeah. Because I mean, there was a thing of like I think like a week or so ago where they showed off like accessibility options for it.
Hmm.
Everybody's like, "Oh, this is really cool," but like I don't know, it feels like not the time nor the place. You haven't really showed off the game at all yet, and you're like, "Here's how you can play it if you know." Which is, I mean,
They're
like again,
colorblind.
Sony's really good about the accessibility options. I will give them that credit, but like people want to see like the actual game itself at this point.
Yeah, and actually, just to add on to that, I guess the rumor I saw about Sly said it was supposed to be unveiled in the fall. Not,
Ew.
yeah, so not at this one. Which means it's probably not coming out this year. Not definitively, but probably not.
No, but I mean, I feel like I would be comforted just to know that it's in existence. You know what I mean? Like just to
Yeah,
come out and be like, "Hey guys, this is a thing we're actively working on," just to acknowledge it. I mean, I know like in the past that hasn't been much of anything because they're like, "Hey guys, we're working on a Sly Cooper movie," and then never again. But
yeah, yeah.
you know, just kind of the acknowledgement would be fine for me for now. Then I'd be like, "All right, here's something possibly to look forward to."
Yeah, I'm sure it will come around. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's being made by a third party, and that it will be
Could be made by.
available there.
Honestly, if they gave it to Sumo Digital, I'd be completely fine with that.
Is
Sumo
Sumo the one that made one of the PS Vita one?
Sumo made Sly 4,
Okay, I
and
think
I
that was the
thought,
Vita one.
well, it was on the Vita and the PS3, and I
Yeah,
thought Sly 4 was one of the best ones.
yeah, I remember you saying that. I own it. I don't think I ever tried it.
You know, it's
I like
very
the.
good.
Did I play all the other ones? It's been a while. I remember I played at least one of them. I think I did all the Slies. There was one of the three. Yeah, it had to have been Sly. One of the three I remember I really enjoyed. When I say three, I'm saying Jack, Ratchet, Sly. And Sly's the
Yeah,
one I think I actually went through and finished all of them. And maybe
yeah, I went through and
Ratchet.
played all of them because they had those
Jack was
PS3
just
collections.
difficult. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that
So I was
was
fine with that.
I mean, maybe Uncharted will be there.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe it'll be The Last of Us 2 remastered.
Well, that's true too. That is a rumor, isn't it?
Yeah, allegedly, 'cause that's what we need.
DJ was browsing through movies the other day, and Uncharted drifted by, and he's like, "Ooh, this movie looks fun." And I was like, "No,
Did you watch
no,
that?
I did not." But when he looked at it, the Rotten Tomatoes score popped up, and it was like 47, and I was like, "Mm-mm, "Not today."
Yeah, no, we're not doing this today. That's fair.
Not for $20.
No,
So,
no,
because I think it's like up for purchase. I think it's like in that weird spot where it's like you can purchase it but not rent it yet.
you can rent
Um,
it for 15, purchase it for 20.
oh, I love it when they do that. They're like, "Oh, yeah. What a deal."
Yeah, love that for
I
us.
mean, I'll see it eventually, but I'm just not for that.
No,
When it
no.
gets down to like $5, one way I'll probably do it. But by then it'll probably be on streaming. And actually, speaking of streaming stuff, I know you haven't watched it, but how do you feel about all the Halo TV show drama?
What is the I haven't actually watched Halo at all, but like, what's the drama around it?
Oh,
Was it because they showed his
well,
face?
oh no, it's worse than that. So I haven't watched it. I just read the drama because I was very captivated by the drama.
Uh-huh.
And so apparently, what's Halo's guy's name?
John.
John. So
I call him
John
John Halo.
yeah, John Halo. I like that. It's kind of like Steve Apple,
Yeah,
the head of Apple.
yeah.
Yeah, so John Halo, he decided that he was gonna get it on with a lady.
Okay,
So people were upset about that just in general,
okay,
but also this lady was a human covenant member,
okay.
and they were just like, that's too far. A, why is there a lady covenant person? That doesn't make any sense. And then B, why is John Halo losing his virginity? He should be, yeah.
Wait, hold on. That it's funny that I have more of an issue with. I don't care that he did that. But like canonically, right? In the Halo lore, they're all supposed to like not have any of their bits.
hmm
And I guess he has his bits.
He has his bits,
He has
and
his
his
bits.
bits are going inside a lady covenant human.
Huh.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
It hmm, I think I'm more like it just seems unnecessary.
yeah. I mean, that seems like a pretty big deviation from anything.
I mean, I know the show's supposed to be a deviation. Like it's not supposed to like follow uh like the games or anything like that. And I know
Yeah,
there's been like some weird things in it already, but
I mean, like, realistically, you think. I mean, people are always like, when they do the movie adaptations, everyone's like, they want a one-to-one movie adaptation. It's not always realistic. It's totally understandable. I mean, you're taking a game that takes 8 hours to play and trying to cram it down into a hour and a half to 2 hours. You're gonna
yeah.
lose some stuff there. Like it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, of course.
So understandable, but I guess the especially in this case, this is like a pretty extreme change from like the original material. Like, does it have to be one for one? No,
No.
but I mean, I feel like this is kind of where I usually am with like video game stuff. I'd at least like it to be in like the same like ballpark as like the source material. Like, don't just go like way. This is it's. I mean, they're not equivalents, but it's like the Mario Brothers movie where they're like,
Yeah, when
like,
Mario had sex with the Lady Goomba.
and like the dinosaur, like the Mushroom Kingdom is like a abandoned subway platform that's covered in nasty fungus, and
Yeah.
King Koopa is a human that's evolved from a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and the dinosaurs are trying to take over Brooklyn. Like that's like you left the ballpark. You might not even be in the same state anymore at that point.
Truthfully, yeah. It's like at that point, like is that like if you wanted to make a show about people having sex in space with like bodacious space babes, like you could have just done that. Like you didn't need to tie Halo to it, but almost it feels like they tied Halo to it because otherwise nobody would have watched it. Otherwise,
Yeah, and this sounds more like a Mass Effect. And like, you probably could have just rebranded this as a Mass Effect thing. I've been like, oh, okay.
yeah, yeah,
Makes sense. Yeah.
yeah. It's kind of silly.
Yeah, and I just don't understand like some of the script stuff where they're just like, where they do things like that. Like Resident Evil Resident Evil would play like jump rope with that line. It's like the first movie was like, oh, it's kind of close. I would say the
Yeah.
first movie is maybe still in the ballpark. The second movie was like, oh, spot on. Like they literally like choreographed scenes from the video games in there. I'm behind that. And then like the third
Yeah.
movie, they're in like Wasteland, Las Vegas, and it's like this. You lost me. I don't know how we got from A to B on this one. I just okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a little silly when you think about it. I don't know. I it's like my girlfriend's been wanting to watch the show, and I'm like, yeah, we could sit down and watch it, and then we just never do. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch it.
Sometimes though, they're fun to watch just to see what kind of train wreck you're gonna get.
That's fair. That
Yeah.
is fair. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, I feel like I'd be watching another thing. I think that's what happens to me more often than not. Is like I want to watch this to see how bad it is, but let me get through the things that I want to watch first, and then like that just never
Never
goes
happens.
away. Yeah, it just never ends, and then you're like, oh, I should get around to watching that at some point. Anyway,
Yeah.
like
Who knows? Maybe like when the next season starts up again, then you'll be like, oh yeah, like now's the time to like. But I always feel like it's more attractive to just watch a show when all the episodes are out, anyways, and you can just kind of
yeah,
like go through it at your own pace instead of being like stuck by like the weekly or somewhat sporadic release schedule. Because there's a couple shows I've started now where I'm like 4 or 5 episodes in, and then I miss a week, and then like it takes me a while to get back to them.
yeah,
So not necessarily that they were bad, but maybe not captivating enough that I'm like, I really want to sit here and watch 2 or 3
hmm
episodes either. So it's tricky. That's the line. It's the line you always end up on. So
yeah.
yeah. And there's our detour. And that's kind of I have a feeling that's what's gonna end up happening with that Mario movie. I bet that's why they delayed it.
Oh,
It
because
has
they want to have the sex scene with Mario and the Goomba.
that's what it is. That's what they're
Yeah,
missing.
it bridges the gap between the two societies. It becomes like more of like a Romeo and Juliet thing, which is like weird, but like whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Mario's not really into the princess. He wants some strange,
Oh
and
my God.
Mario's gonna get some strange.
He's fed up with Peach. He's gonna go for somebody who actually loves him.
And it's a Goomba
A
wearing
Goomba.
makeup.
It's a Goomba with big old Goomba boobies. Like you can barely see the
Ugh.
Goomba's face.
Well, that's kind of the other weird thing about that Mario movie because he's like Mario had that thing with that was Big Bertha, and she's like she was wearing like those big old that dress with those big old spikes on it.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't, yeah, like I don't understand the fashion in that universe either. Like let's wear these
Yeah,
big old spikes.
none of it really made sense.
No, no, did not. I watched like a making of that movie a couple of weeks ago. Um, it actually sounds like it was at one point a legitimate movie, but the directors they gave it to just squandered
Uh-huh.
everything and just they took the script that they had and just wrecked it. And they were doing like daily script rewrites
My
to the point
goodness.
where it's like the actors on the movie wouldn't even read the scripts anymore when they got them because they would not be the same the next day. So they
Oh,
would
they would
just
just
read
kind of
them right
fly by the
before they
seat
would
of
do
their
their
pants.
lines. Yeah. We're like, okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So maybe next time, um, you got this, Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt,
I almost said Chris. I was trying to think of which Chris it was. There's too many Chris's. I was like, Chris Evans? No.
Chris
Hemsworth?
Pine. No.
No. Yeah. Good, but yeah, P's right. Pratt.
Yep, there we go.
Mhm. Also starring the presumably amazing Jurassic World Evolution coming soon.
Yeah, that's also a thing. Yeah.
I'm very excited for it.
So am I.
Probably also would be horrible, but I'm very excited for it.
That's always a. There's always a chance for just major failure.
The last one wasn't great, and did
I didn't
not.
watch it.
No,
No, didn't watch it.
it wasn't bad. Like I like some of the story. It was some of the story beats that they had. Like the original idea of it was not bad, but it was one of those movies where the trailers show you like they sell you on one idea,
Okay.
and then the actual ending of the movie is something so far off right field. You're like, this is not the movie
Yeah.
I came to see. So I'm kind of getting that vibe from this movie again. So I don't know. We will see in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. I'm very excited. But I don't know if I'll see it in theaters, but I will see it eventually. So, do you have anything else you want to talk about? I feel like we're just talking.
You're just kind of shooting shit.
Yeah.
No, I have nothing really else of importance. I'll probably hopefully be completely caught up on all of Stranger Things by next week, and hopefully watched the Rescue Rangers movie.
Rescue Rangers? Yeah. Oh, you gotta. You'll love it.
Yeah.
It gets better every time.
So, I'm all shagged out, as it were.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up then.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to us tonight. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google, Amazon, our website, game-crunch.com. If you want to reach out to us, we're on Facebook, Twitter, or you can send us an email at gamecrunchcast@gmail.com. Nick?
I've got nothing.
Got nothing. All right. Well, then, my name's Mike Anastasia. You can find me online on Clash of Penguin on Twitter, your favorite gaming console. Until next week, game on.
Game on.
He's like, I'm going to make your life a living hell. And so then, like, everything gets, like, dark and shitty. And then it, like, opens up to, like, you see it was, like, on a TV. And then there's, like, a politician sitting next to it at a desk. And he's like, hello, I am the governor of New Jersey. And this is the founding story of our state.
Damn. Damn.
I was like, it was like good old New Jersey. And they're all eating these like radioactive looking rainbows. It was very, very wild.
I love it.